Game, set the match. Murray. Game and second set, Djokovic.
Okay, that was Novak Djokovic, of course. Clinical finish there. Well, right now we'll switch to athletics, 45 and Blessing Okagbare for the Commonwealth Games. Yemi Olusi, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Good to have you after a long while.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's great to be back on the show.
Okay, straight up, Blessing Okagbare, of course, as usual, we spearhead Team Nigeria to Glasgow Commonwealth Games. We have a couple of athletes here that, surprisingly, actually making the list. And, of course, AFN, giving an order to, the athletes that were not able to make the standard in Calabar, for them to make it. What do you think about these athletes that we have? I was starting with, if you can read out the names, we'll soon have the names on your screen. Now, if you can read out all the names of the athletes that will be participating. Surprise names, there's one, Mark Jerks.
Yeah, he won the men's 100 meters, in Calabar. And he's a new athlete anyway. So, well, he was a surprise champion in Calabar because we're all expecting the usual suspects, Eguero, Metu, and all of that. But he emerged the surprise winner. And so he's been included into the team.
Into the team. Yeah. Now, he's an American sprinter. He said that, he had to switch allegiance because he feels he'll have, a better chance of actually going to the Commonwealth Games. That's where he came. Don't you think it was just too soon for the AFN to quickly just, pick him? Was it because of his record?
Well, I think the competition is actually good anyway for our own athletes because it made it stiffer and all of that. But my personal grouse, though, will be perhaps the ages of some of them.
Okay.
Because this guy is about 30
Okay,
so.
Mark Jerks.
Yeah, so you look at how much time, does this person have to remain relevant, on the big scene. So for me, that would be the question. But if the person can actually do very well, why not? It also puts others, at the edge of their seat. The other athletes become very serious, they are motivated because then nobody's assured of anything.
Anything at all.
It's about personal performance.
Now, we saw some other names there. Ogegene Eguero, of course, expected.
Yeah.
Mazavos, Julomi Edwards.
He came second in the 100 meters.
Of course, Obida Metu and Divine Oduduru, a huge one for him.
Yeah.
I think I'm happy that Divine Oduduru actually make it.
Divine was very impressive, in Calabar. He won the men's 200 meters, and he's progressed steadily this season. He's had a good season, won most of his events, in the Golden League. He lowered his personal best in the 100 meters, and then winning the 200 meters, it was just a good consolidation for him. So I believe Divine has earned this call-up into the team. And this is a note of warning, to the senior athletes, to show them that, the up-and-coming athletes are not waiting for anybody. They are ready to go. And it's a good one.
Okay, now this Edwards, how old is Jolomi Edwards making the list?
He's over 30.
Over 30 also. Now, because I'm asking this question because I feel Divine Oduduru, of course, will still have more to give. Obina Metu, we know he's old. Peter Emilize, everyone knows him, he's old already. And Mark Jerks and Edwards coming in, that means it's only Divine Oduduru. And of course, this Sheyi Ogunlewe, these are the new athletes that we kind of have. When I mean new, I mean the ones that are young, that after Commonwealth Games still have a chance of going for all the competitions.
Yeah, because I'm actually happy that Sheye was added to the list because he's also been quite consistent, since last year. He finished second last year. He's about 22, so he still has, a lot of time. But I guess the experience, anyway, of the older athletes will also count.
Okay.
So, the young and the older athletes, partnering together will go a long way in helping Nigeria.
Okay, we'll look at the 400 meters and 4x400 meters men. They were not at the Olympics because they failed to also meet the standard. This time around, they've been given 2 weeks for them to meet it. How are they going to do this?
That was actually the source of concern for me in this list. All our male quarter-milers being on probation because it's not a good result at all. In recent years, we've seen that, our 400 meters men have struggled, They went at the Olympics, the World Championships, went out in the heat, and then now no one has met
The standard.
So it's really very worrying, going by Nigeria's track record, you know, in the 400 meters, men and women. So I'm just hoping that there's a way, you know, they can pull it together, you know, within these 2 weeks given to them, because it will be very sad if Nigeria goes to Glasgow without 400 meters.
Because that's usually our strong point. But for the women, of course, the 100 meters, the new name I'm saying, there's actually Miriam Bassi.
Yeah, and Justina Sule. She's run so well in the Golden League this year. She's been very impressive. So I was very happy she was included, because it goes to show that consistency and hard work pays off. And I know that her inclusion, you know, in this list, Miriam Bassi, and then even Martins in the 110 hurdles, you know, these are home-based athletes who have done consistently well in the Golden League. So I'm sure other home-based athletes as well, you know, will be spurred on to see that, okay, hard work actually pays. So it's very good, you know, that they were included too in the list. And I mean, they've ended too. I believe so.
Getting into it. Okay, we have some, you know, 800 meters, men and women, both of them still on probation, Abiye David and Sean Obewa.
It's a good thing that the AFN is including such people. You know, usually we used to focus on just the sprints, 100 meters and all of that. But the rest of the world, you know, are not folding their hands. They're also trying to, you know, diversify into other events. So we are known for the sprints, but we've not even been doing so well there. So it's also good, you know, diversify. You know, there's this guy who was chosen in the 1.5 meters, Saudi. Saudi has been consistent for 2 years. He's our best 1,500 and 3,000 meters athlete. You know, he has nothing else to prove in Nigeria. So the exposure will be very good for him, you know, because it's one thing to be a local champion. It's another thing, you know, to dominate on the world stage. So this home-based athletes, you know, going into the long distances is also good for us. Let's diversify.
Okay, I think that's really a huge one for Nigerian athletes. Hopefully, Commonwealth Games, of course, we get to have more medals, because the inclusion of Mark Jackson is still a lot of controversy at 30. Well, I don't know what it's going to offer. But getting that, you know, marked in Calabar, his performance definitely was what actually called for this.
Yeah, sure. Because, well, he won it, so, and it's meant to be trials for the Commonwealth Games. So since he's the winner, I mean, it's only natural that he'll be included in the team.
Understood. Okay, thank you, Yemi, for coming on the program.
Yeah, it's been great being here. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, thank you so much for being part of the show. Business Money is up next. Bye for now.